Ernesto Valverde's Barcelona future very much headline news. The sports newspaper saying inexplicable on their defeat to Atletico. Lionel Messi, though, backing his coach. There's complete confidence in him. Suarez backing him up too. Valverde's future is with this club. He doesn't carry any blame. Now, Arturo Vidal has been subject to some transfer rumours, perhaps moving from Barca to Inter. Their CEO saying this: he'd be an important player for us. We're in talks with Barcelona, but it'll depend on many factors. And then he went on to say, I'm told Barcelona manager Valverde's and his position is under discussion at the club, so we'll see what will happen. Perhaps a bit of a giveaway there. We have also had reports surfacing that Barcelona are meeting with Xavi. The initial thoughts, gentlemen, were that they would be discussing an appointment in the summer.
Well, I'm
but
sure
there's also reports about that it could be...
Well, I'm sure Barcelona will be delighted to know that the Inter owner, CEO is discussing the position of their manager and how he may or may not be in the job. Maybe Barcelona and others can talk about Inter players or Conte's position or his coaching. So that's hardly a professional stance to take in the first place. But clearly Conte wants to get players in. He's talked about his squad strength. He's talked about players been injured, particularly before the winter break when he had Sensi and Barella out. And I think he knows in terms of chasing Juventus down all the way to the end of the year, he needs a big squad.
Back to Valverde, would you replace him right now? If you're there talking to Xavi, there are reports surfacing that they may be talking to him about doing it right now.
I think it's a matter of when and not if. I think it's only a matter of time with Valverde. I don't think he's
do it now? Would you pull that trigger right now?
I don't have an issue with it if that's what they wanted to do. Yeah, if it means Messi's happy and Barcelona potentially can put a run together, I don't have a problem with it.
Yes, I do it right now. Is the short answer to that question. And
despite the fact he's managed for 7 months, Xavi, with Al Sadd.
It's less about Xavi and his inexperience as a manager than it is about Valverde. And as much as Barcelona is still in the Champions League, are still sitting top of La Liga or close enough to it. It's about Valverde and in my opinion, a lack of confidence in him as head coach. And whatever you make of Xavi and his lack of experience as a manager, he knows this club and he knows the type of football that brings success at Barcelona. I'd take that chance. Even with everything at risk, as I mentioned, I think it's a chance worth taking for somebody like Xavi.
Robbo, it would be a big call. Would you make that call?
I'd make that call. There's been too many examples now of Barcelona being in great positions. Roma a couple of years ago, Liverpool in that game against Atleti. And Valverde can't change things when they start to go wrong and they've been knocked out of competitions. And I think the board or whoever's in charge are looking at that and say, we don't want it to happen in the coming months. So let's get a new manager in. Let's get Valverde out. Let's get the new manager in. We've done it before with the likes of Johan Cruyff, a player that hasn't had too much coaching before becoming the manager. Pep Guardiola managed the B team, I think, and then became the manager. And they both did great jobs. Maybe Xavi could be the next one. And remember, Mikel Arteta went to Arsenal without any experience of managing. Yes, he was an assistant, and people are saying he's doing a great job. Well, perhaps Xavi can do an even better job because he has been a manager.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.